Hey yo, salute to the people. It's the social forecast. Saturday, August 3rd. It's about 10:40 p.m. On my way to on my way to my night job. The 24-hour grind continues. But before I left the house, I came across. Saturday is one of the few days that I kind of unplug from 24-hour news cycle. Saturday is usually the one day that I could relax. I don't have to worry about working. And I had just a relaxing, unplugged, uneventful day. And just before I was getting ready to leave the house to come to work, I started seeing all of the updates and alerts on my phone that I had been missing all day. And the one that stood out the most to me was this most recent mass shooting that happened out in El Paso, Texas, earlier this morning around like 10 a.m. Local time there. And I wanted to do a vlog on it when I first got myself caught up on the story of what happened. And then I went back and forth and I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it, because for anybody who follows my YouTube channel, I did a vlog on the shooting that happened last weekend at the food festival. And in that vlog, I was talking about how I'm not even going to bother doing vlogs anymore on these mass shootings because they're just happening too often. Nothing ever changes. I'm tired of seeing these governors and police chiefs and sheriffs and whatever other figureheads or political individuals holding press conferences talking about these different mass shootings when they happen, talking about how, everybody needs to pull together, and they're in support of the families and their loved ones, the people who are injured and who were killed. But some of these same figureheads, same politicians, don't do enough to curtail the current gun laws, and don't do enough when they get into these offices and these positions and these platforms. They don't do enough to bring about any real gun regulations that would seek to diminish or eliminate these mass shootings from being able to happen. Then as I was watching the different news clips and the different videos and hearing what the different reporters and the media outlets and who were talking to witnesses and victims on the scene and talking about what was going on, and just really letting it sink in, like, you really can't do shit nowadays. You can't go to the fucking grocery store, like a fucking Walmart. Like, you can't even go to a fucking store to pick up, I don't know, a few fucking undershirts or socks for your kids or a gallon of fucking milk nowadays without worrying about some mentally unstable individual who, for whatever reason, is going to decide to bring a high-powered semi-automatic weapon and just start shooting at the general public indiscriminately. Years back, when this type of thing really warranted a lot of shock from the communities around, when the whole DC sniper thing was going on, it was like people had to worry about going to the gas station to get fucking gas. When the whole Newtown thing happened, it was you can't even send your kids to school without worrying about school going to be shot up. You had people down south worrying about being able to go to church without worrying about somebody coming in and shooting up a goddamn church service. It's like the more advanced we get, farther along we come, the more we have to worry about from shit that, quite frankly, was never an issue before, but is becoming more of an issue every day. And then I realized, you know what, there's a bigger message here. You know, the last update I looked at on the news, I think it was something approaching like 30 people who were killed at this mass shooting that happened out in Texas earlier today. And as many, if not more, were injured. And need some goddamn coffee. And you know, people often talk about the lives that are lost, which is tragic, obviously. But equally as damaging are the survivors, the people who were shot but survived, because some of those people, a bullet wound, let alone multiple bullet wounds, let alone from a high-powered, high-velocity firearm, a bullet wound can do a lot of damage to the human body. Bones, organs, ligaments. Some people, depending on what type of job they have, some people will never be able to work in their field again. Some people who unfortunately are going to be recovering now for several months, if they're lucky, may not be in a financial position to miss work for that long. And then you think about the mental ramifications, the mental part that you have to work through, the emotional part you have to work through from experiencing a situation like that. And then you talk about the people who weren't even shot, but witnessed people being shot and witnessed gunfire, you know, this gunfire, and having to hide in stores. And I think one person said there were a few people hiding in a metal storage container out in the heat. And they had one witness talking about how they were walking through the parking lot and you could see dead bodies. And even on this news update, you could see they had the bodies on the ground, the people who had been shot and killed, and they had them blurred out. And the graphic nature that some of the witnesses were using to describe some of what they were seeing. You know, one guy talked about seeing a woman with like her whole face totally blown off. And it occurred to me, like, and this isn't the first time this occurred to me, obviously. These mass shootings now have become somewhat of an epidemic. But there's a deeper meaning here. I did an earlier vlog talking about finding the deeper meaning in your environment, whatever that environment may be, in whatever moment or situation you might find yourself in. And I just realized, like, my message would be, you never know. The next time you leave the house to go to the gas station, or to go to the mall, or to go anywhere, even to work, because again, this is a public business where people not just are going to shop, but people are there working, just trying to do what they got to do to provide for their family. So you can't even go to work without worrying about, you know, is today going to be the day, or is some crazy person going to walk into this place today and decide to shoot up the place. And it becomes increasingly sad, these tragic moments. But, the kind of, I don't want to say silver lining, but the deeper meaning that you can find in it would be, for me at least, would be, um, live every moment literally like it's your last. People talk about, they have all these memes and these posts online talking about, live each day like your last, and make sure you live your life to the fullest because you never know when it's going to be over. But all that cookie cutter shit to the side, that shit is real. You're literally here today, gone tomorrow, and you never fucking know. So when I talk about things and I say shit like I'm unapologetic for who I am, I do what I want, I express myself how I want to, I don't bite my tongue for anyone, I don't pacify situations or adults, I just live my life true to myself. You only get one life. And I'll be damned with whatever time I have left to live my life worrying and wondering about what other people think, how other people feel. Obviously, there are situations, dealing with the people closest to you, there are situations where you would think first about what others think. But for the most part, for the vast majority of the time, live your life for you. Do the things that you want to do. Do the things you need to do for you to be okay. Because obligations aside, whether you got kids or whether you have a husband or a wife, or you're looking after, younger siblings or whatever it is, you can't take care of anybody else if you're not taken care of. And you can't give anybody your best if you're not at your best. So at the end of the day, it might sound selfish, but it's self-preservation. You have to live for you first before you can live for anybody else. So I take that from this most recent mass shooting, and that's the message I would give to anybody who sees and hears about these different news updates when these things happen and feel like, I'm just never going to leave my house again. Nah, don't let anything in this world or anybody or any situation scare you into not being the person that you love to be. If you like to go out and do things, continue to do that. Don't worry about what's going to happen, because these things you can't control. And it's not just about being places you want to be. This type of shit can happen in places that you're supposed to be, that you have to be to live your life and to take care of your family. And this type of thing can happen in those places. So just continue to live your life the best way you know how. Because that's what the fuck I'm going to do. And as long as I'm here and these things continue to happen, I'm going to keep reporting on it and talking about it, because that's what the social forecast is all about. Anyway, about to go get in here, get this shift started. Got some more videos and vlogs to upload. Got some more videos and vlogs to make. And y'all know me, like, comment, and subscribe. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. I'm my biggest fan. Be yours. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love.